Boom! What's going on, guys? Energy News Beat, episode number 158 here on this gorgeous Thursday, November 12th, 2020. As always, I am your humble correspondent, Michael Tanner, coming to you from an undisclosed location here in Denver, Colorado, joined by the executive producer of the show, the purveyor of the show, and the director and publisher of telling you guys the world's greatest website, oilandgas360.com, Stuart Turley. How you doing today?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'd like to chew my arm off after working on that site today. Holy cow.
Well, hey, maybe take that new coronavirus vaccine. It'll fall off anyway. We have a great show for you guys lined up today. Equities market sort of turned south. We'll cover why. On the crude oil side, there's some interesting news that's dropping. Inventories came out today just because yesterday was a federal holiday. Ovintiv's got a new president. It's actually a really interesting Permian drilling rights, drilling contract numbers. We'll come over. Stu's got some crazy stuff on the international news desk. But first, guys, just subscribe to this YouTube channel. Do whatever makes the algorithms go nuts. Feel free to stream this. It's not hard to stream this at night. I don't need to hear the excuse, oh, well, it's too hard to throw up on my TV. It's 2020. Apps are easy on the TV. Stream it all day, every day, before you go to bed, right when you wake up. We really appreciate all of the listens. As I mentioned earlier, equities markets turned south. We got 1.5 percentage points on the downside for the S&P. Tech stocks were down 0.75 percentage point. Dow Jones was down 1.6 percentage point. Really, it's off the back of coronavirus cases. You know, we're balancing vaccine news, 25 million vaccines from Pittsburgh that could do 90% damage or reduction of damage. Versus now, there's been 8 straight days of over, I think it was 100,000 cases. Yesterday set a record with 144,000 positive cases. So the sentiment is just, it's bulls versus bears. Today, the sentiment was on the bear side. Who knows what happens with some of these vaccines as we move forward. On the data side, jobless claims did fall from 757,000 last week to 709,000 this week, which is pretty good. It's the 4th straight week of market decline. So some information in there. On the crude oil side, 40.98, really giving up some of the gains that we saw yesterday. And this market is now beginning to react to the fact that lockdowns could be imminent. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but some of the tea leaves happening over in Europe. And it's going to be very interesting what happens as we change administrations and cases begin to whether go up, spike, whatever you want to call it. Oil's really kind of trading on that balance. Like I said, front month 40.98, back into the curve 43 even. Natural gas down about 2 percentage points today. Bespoke Weather Services out this morning. Basically said cooler temperatures are coming in, pretty much even on what some of the stuff's trading. Demand gains is what's going to look like in the next couple days, according to Bespoke Weather Services. Really what we're trading at this $2.92 level is there's some resistance there. $2.96 is what we saw earlier in the session. Now just down to 292.5. That's down about 2.8 percentage points. I don't want to say a rotation period happening, but we're starting to see some weakness as we move in. Hurricane Ida's moving back into the curves, also down a percentage point. So it'd be interesting to see where natural gas is going. I don't know where all this $4 gasoline's coming, Stu. I thought we were headed there, to the moon. Not anymore. Back into XOP, which are E&P securities contract 46.12. That's down 4 percentage points. Not a good day for equity and energy equity investors. $114.21 for the OIH contract. That's 2.5 percentage points on the downside. Some of our biggest movers will start on the downside. Valco Minerals Corporation down 10 percentage points. Phoenix Minerals down 11 percentage points. U.S. Energy Corporation down 16 percentage points. And Telrinian down 26 percentage points. Okay numbers on the upside. Mesa Royalty Trust 2 percentage points. New Concept Energy 3 percentage points. Natural Resource Partners up 6 percentage points. Peabody Energy, good time to be a coal investor, at least today. Remember, they're not going to fare well in a Biden administration. They're down to 96 cents. Before we dive into the international news deck, guys, the show is powered by DataGumbo, which is an award-winning technology that integrates with its customers around the world to build, manage, and automate their own smart contracts. Like smart contracts, these guys are absolutely brilliant over at DataGumbo, and they offer a new approach to commercial relationships, one that reduces friction, streamlined operations, transactional certainty, and, of course, cost savings. You can check out all of their stuff via their Gumbo net at www.datagumbo.com. We love them. Stu, what's on the international news desk today?
Hey, Michael. Boy, we got a bunch of stuff going on. If you can imagine this, sanctions on Russia pipeline in annual U.S. defense bill. Now, this is kind of cool from the standpoint that it is bipartisan, which is kind of cool. It's nice seeing politicians work together. Holy smokes, as you would say. It's 11 billion Nord Stream 2, led by Russia's state company Gazprom. This 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Putin just shut off all the gas and went, "Hey, you want to buy gas?" And and it was like the biggest mafia.
That's your Italian mafia. Is
Yeah,
what.
yeah.
But
And it was,
no more gas. Just drink more vodka.
that's Putin doing a mafia. I can't do
Okay.
Yeah, and so anyway, this is now pretty cool. That's what started all of this stuff in the Mediterranean Club. That's what started Turkey. That's what's this snowballed.
Yep.
And now the Democrats are realizing that if this sanction goes against Russia, it's actually cool to have both parties working on this. And
who would have guessed? Collaboration's a good thing.
Whoa, Democrats, Republican working together? Yay! Okay, Representative Elliot Engel, a Democrat and the leader of Foreign Affairs, also likes putting in there that they are going to notify governments that they're going to impose sanctions. I like that. Even as a concept, we don't like doing secret sanctions. Who figured that one out? Okay,
secret sanctions.
Secret sanctions. I don't know. Okay, going to the next one here. South China and Australia, sour Australia ties hit over LNG. Yesterday, we talked about the coking coal. China is knocking that out. I don't know who in Australia got all up in China's face, but now they're cutting out all their LNG and wood. I don't know if they're picking a fight that they can't have any fun with. Their Chinese customs are also cutting all the timber out. So now they've lost coking coal for all their steel, all their timber. Man, they're not going to be able to build anything over there. Okay.
No, maybe they'll go like San Francisco and ban natural gas.
Oh my goodness! And we had so much fun. We had fan mail for some flounders yesterday on our yesterday's show. So outstanding job.
We're starting to collect gerbils. So if anybody wants to send to our gerbil collection, we're going to start helping the poor people in San Francisco out by sending them gerbils and cheese to make sure that they can power. Make sure they can power. The other thing we're selling is an extension to your Peloton. Charge your cell phone so you can use it all day.
Yeah. Hey, but it's green gerbil. Okay.
Exactly.
Hey, Peyto is actually, they drilled their 1,000th horizontal well, and the company actually funds from 30 cents a share generated $49 million in funds. That's not a lot, but I love me a good logo. Go to the Oil and Gas 360 website and look for the article. Peyto announces 1,000. Well, they have a cool logo. I don't care if they lose money. Here's all their financials. Went through them. I'd still invest because they have a cool logo. Anyway,
because of the logo. You heard it here first, people. Invest because of logos. Hey, I invest because of ticker symbols, so I can't really hold that against you.
I love the logo.
When we look at the U.S. shale side, a couple things. Crude oil inventories dropped today because of the holiday that was yesterday, Veterans Day, which was weird. Some people actually got that off. Crude oil inventories drop or rise 4.3 million barrels up to 488.7 million barrels. Refinery utilization was at 13.4 million barrels in inputs. They operated about 74.5%, so just dropping below that 75% mark, which is really interesting to hear about. Less than 25% of operational refining capacity is offline. Gasoline production increased, which is good to know, but that's also in the face of gasoline demand dropping. So an imbalance there. Distillate fuel production decreased by about 4.2 million barrels, about 3% above yearly averages in total gasoline that was delivered. Product supply was down about 10 percentage points. So I think market numbers were okay. Obviously, we don't like the fact that stocks are increasing. We had an 8 million draw last week. Natural gas inventories come out today or come out tomorrow. Traders are sort of eyeing hopefully a smaller build, but some of that stuff being priced in isn't happening right now. Ovintiv named a new president, Brendan McCracken. That's a great name. I'm not investing in Ovintiv, but if I was and going off names, McCracken's not a bad idea. I wonder if that's his catchphrase. Let's get cracking. That would be nice.
They got a McCracken and Clash of the Titans.
Oh yeah, release the Kraken. I just saw the commercials and I never actually saw the movie, but I do remember that part from it. Another thought that was really interesting, Stu. Give you an idea. I'm always interested in acreage prices. We heard the back in the 2014 to 2016, acreage in the Permian was going for 100,000 an acre. Acreage was going for big numbers. Well, on average, in 2018, Permian Basin in New Mexico averaged $24,000 an acre.
Hmm.
Now that's this year, down 67% from 2018. So it was about $60,000 in 2018. To give you an idea, the average price across the U.S. plummeted to $5,000 an acre. And let's give you an idea, Stu. In 2018, Concho Resources purchased RSP Permian at a value per acre at $75,000. That same acreage was purchased by ConocoPhillips from Concho at $10,000 an acre. Ooh. That's when we talk about return on capital invested. That's no bueno. No bueno on that one.
No,
not
that
good.
ain't good. No.
No,
it's not the end.
Yeah, so yeah, it's it's about all that needs to be said right there. I mean, that's March 2018. Concho Resources buys RSP Permian, $75,000 per acre. October 2020, ConocoPhillips gets in at $10,000 an acre. Not a bad trade if you're ConocoPhillips. And now you see why the Conoco shareholders were probably upset. Eek. And our boy, what's his name, Tim Leach, he's now going to run the new ConocoPhillips Concho. Oh, this should be fun. Lots of value creation there. Yeah, woof, as we say in the investor world. Woof. We missing anything today, Stu? This just put me in a sour mood. I got to move on.
Well, Texas always does so much things bigger. The EIA released.
Everything's bigger in Texas, even the bankruptcies.
Even the bankruptcies. There is more wind in Texas than just about all of the rest of the U.S. So,
you guys, I was messing around with ERCOT data yesterday, or not yesterday, I think last week around this time. You guys at any point are doing 20 to 35% of wind in terms of power generation. It's unbelievable. You guys are like the most. It's just weird to think about. California's got like none.
Right, and my cowboy hat keeps getting pulled off my head because all the wind farms. But hey, it works.
It's Texas, greatest nation in America. But I think with that, we're going to go and get out of here. Let you guys get back to work. Thank you for checking out the Energy News Beat episode number 158 for Stuart Turley. I'm Michael Tanner. We will see you guys tomorrow for another episode.